Hello and welcome to your first lit video lesson with Mr. Graham. Sorry for the poor sound quality. My headset is broken. Of course, that would happen on the first day I'm sick. Anyway, let me get to a couple expectations of video lessons. Since this is your first video lessons, I need you guys to pay attention and know kind of how this works. So what's going to happen is I'm going to teach a concept most of the time, and then I'm going to give you guys a couple examples to practice on. Um, Whenever I give you something to practice on, I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and then I'm going to give you guys a countdown. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And at the end of the countdown, I'm going to go over or put up the answer, so that way you guys can check your work. So here's a couple expectations with this. Number one, and I don't feel like I really even need to say this, but I will just in case. Um, if you prevent or disrupt learning in the class, since it is a video lesson, everybody has to hear and see what's going on, um, you will be escorted from the classroom and spend the rest of the class in ISS. Again, you guys are a great group of kids. I'm not expecting that to happen, but I do need to let you guys know that anyway. Second, make sure you pause the video when I ask you to pause. These are your notes, so you need to take down notes on what I'm doing on the board, and you need to whenever I ask you to try an example, you need to try an example. Okay, I think that's enough for right now, so let's go ahead and get into the first part. We ended up last class with the distance formula. The distance formula that I gave you was this. C equals the square root of a squared plus b squared. Remember, a was our distance either of, sorry about that. A is either the height or the base, and B would represent the other side. So we can find this by finding. Fix that. So if I give you a line here, you'll have 2 points. So you need to find the height and the base of the triangle by connecting it like that. So this would be A, this would be B. We also found it by subtracting our x coordinates, so x2 minus x1 squared, x2 minus x1, and that will go there. And then y2 minus y1. So those were 2 ways that we found the distance for the distance formula. All right, since you guys have already seen this, we're going to go ahead and start with an example. I'd like for you guys to practice this one. If you need to come up to the board to see the points, do that. But I do want you guys to try this one on by yourself. So go ahead and pause the video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's check your work. So if I pretend that this is my triangle right here, I can see that the distance, well, here, let's do our points first. This is -3, +5. And this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 2. So 5 minus 2 is equal to 3, which you guys can also count and see that's your triangle. All right, that's my height. And then when I go this way, -3 minus 8 is -11, but we're talking about distance, so do I use a negative? You're right, I should use a positive. So plug that into our formula. The square root of 3 squared plus 11 squared, the square root of 9 plus 121, the square root of 130, and if you guys type in the square root of 130 into your calculator, what do you get? You should have got 11.4 as your answer. Okay, go ahead. I want to try the next example. Pause the video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's check our answer. Is this what you got? Is that the answer you got? If it is, good job. If not, you need to make sure you ask some questions and figure out what you're doing with it. So, all right. This is the end of part 1. Let's move on to part 2.